Hello, you queens, kings, and royalties in between. My name is Andy Kierik, and welcome to me sucking at Minecraft while I tell bad stories. Oh, don't you just love that time of the year? Holiday cheer. The families together, eating, sharing, being kind. Those moments where you truly appreciate the values of family and friends while you sit around a fresh, delicious dinner. Oh, and you know the demon you just summoned 15 minutes ago is also there. So, Satanic rituals with the family. Fun times. Let's talk about it. But first of all, how are we all doing today? Have you guys drank any water, eaten anything, gone to sleep? If you haven't, please go do it. You guys matter and need to take care of yourselves. Self-care is very important and I love you guys. Please stay safe. I have a big family. And when I say big, I don't mean 15 cousins and 6 aunts. No. I mean 16 aunts and uncles and 37 cousins. That's right, my siblings and I did the fucking math. And that's just the paternal side of my family. If we count my mom's side, our brains literally go to shit. So, having a big family and being Mexican is not a very good combination. It just means family reunions are a fucking mess. We got it all. Drunk uncles, Karen aunts, gay cousins, I'm a gay cousin, prodigy cousins, sleepy grandparents, you name it. Now, cousins around my age, there aren't a lot. When there are reunions, we all hang out together, but it's just like 12 of us. So, ever since we were little, we had this fascination for the occult. You know, we were all really into creepypasta, urban legends, and all that. I mean, they're pretty interesting, not gonna lie. Now, not so much. I mean, we still talk about it, but as we grew up, it sort of died down. So, as little kids, we would always try to prove that what we saw was actually real, and that involved us trying out every ritual that was in at the moment, like Bloody Mary, hide and seek alone. Oh God, remember those? For this video, I want to talk about a very specific time. If you guys are curious, I can make another video talking about our other experiences, but for now, I want to focus on this one. Almost 9. I remember that very well, and we did light as a feather, stiff as a board. For those of you who don't know how this game works, I'm gonna explain it. It's a group game. Someone has to lay on the floor while the rest of the participants sit around them. Each participant needs to place 1 or 2 fingers under the person who is laying down. Once everyone is in their positions, they choose a leader who will begin chanting. The others have to follow after them. You have to chant each of these 4 times. She's looking ill. She's looking worse. She's dying. She's dead. And finally, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Also, the chants vary from version to version, but the ending is always the same. The person who is dead is going to become weightless, and the people around are going to lift them with their 2 fingers, without any force, which looks very creepy from the outside, but I'm gonna ruin it because it has a scientific explanation. It was Christmas. I remember that we were in my grandparents' house. All the adults were outside, and the house was actually very creepy looking. So my cousins and I decided to do the ritual in the house, pitch black, and playing some shitty YouTube playlist of creepy music. 9-year-old Andy was pissing themselves. We really wanted to prove this, so we decided that the biggest one of us was going to be the dead person, so it wasn't as easy. We lay one of my cousins down and begin. The first try was super shitty. We were giggling. One of us actually started crying. We were almost backing out, but we decided to do it. So, after we composed ourselves, we tried again. It was fucking mortifying, like it really was. But not for the reasons you guys might be thinking. We wanted to do it exactly at 12 a.m., but we forgot something very important. I'll get to that in a sec. We're chanting, our adrenaline just through the roof, and the best thing, it worked. It fucking worked. So we all just freeze for a second, but it seemed eternal. We stared at each other and dropped our motherfucking cousin on the hard floor without any pity and booked it. We ran to the door, we were in the living room by the way, and pulled as hard as we could, but it was locked from the outside in. We were bawling our eyes out, terrified and screaming. Here's where it gets worse. Someone was knocking on the back door, which was see-through and hard. I was the first one to turn around, and what I saw traumatized, scarred me for the rest of my life. There's someone there. wearing this motherfucking terrifying Santa costume and mask. And he's shouting for us to let him in. I don't know why. It didn't cross my mind that that was one of my uncle's boys. Maybe it was the fact that I was almost pissing myself. My cousins at this point also turn around and are also freaking out. I swear to God that we almost passed out. And the adults outside heard us and opened the door, so we just run out and lay on the floor crying. My uncle wearing the Santa costume is still shouting. One of my aunts enters and closes the door again. My uncle isn't shouting anymore, and our parents try calming us down. It was an experience. Now I'll explain. We have this tradition in my family. We have our party on the 24th, and exactly at 12 a.m., someone in the family, last year was actually my brother and I made fun of him endlessly, will dress as Santa. They'll make a grand entrance in the living room with a light show and everything, and give their kids presents, which is honestly a really kind of fun tradition we have, if it wasn't for how fucking terrifying the Santa costume is. They replaced it last year though, which is good, and yeah, that's why the door was locked so the little kids didn't enter and see Santa before it was time, and that's why my uncle was there and he was shouting because it was fucking freezing, but still, it was one of the most scarring and terrifying moments of my childhood, aside from getting bullied, but I deserved that. So yeah, Satanic rituals with the family, fun times. Moral of the story, don't have kids. Okay, bye!